Hi, my name is Samantha, and I'm very excited to be here sharing with all of you. I will do my presentation in oral tradition, so that this is how I've learned most of what I've learned about herbs, and I hope that everybody here uh, gets something that's helpful for their everyday lives. As for me, when I started learning about herbs, it just changed my world, to be honest. And it's beautiful to know that there's magic, that happens, and life is simple, as much as complex as it seems, it's also very simple. So having that in our hearts, and I would like to take the time right now um, to ask for permission here to the spirits to share what has been shared to me. I want to take a moment to thank the elements that are forming not our lives, that are co-creators of our lives. And thank you to Mother Earth for the abundance that she shares with us without asking anything back from us. She's always caring, and she's always just giving. So thank you, Mother Earth, and thank you to the great history of life that has brought us all here, and that is connecting us all. Um, if you have access to a window right now, I don't know what time is it for you, but to just take a time, and we're gonna try to loosen our bodies up and just grab the energy from the sun, our Father, Creator. Thank you, for the light, and thank you for the energy that you put in our earth, and that's giving us the plants and everything else, our food, everything that we have. And now we feel your energy here with us in our hands, and we can place that energy into our hearts. ¿No se ve? No sé. No, si quieres continúa. Okay. Okay, so just check it out. To open up the circle, it's faces or anything, but we're all gonna present ourselves to the spirit, so you can say your names out loud or in your head, however feels more comfortable. My name is Samantha, and I am here and now, and I am present. Let's continue. Okay. Yeah, so plants, the relationship of ourselves and plants is that we from the same mother, so they they work with us, and in a very amazing way. So Like today, it's a to harvest. Today is the first full moon of the spring, so it's a day where all the energy is like shooting up into the atmosphere. So today is a perfect day to make medicine and to harvest our plants. Um, so when we harvest our plants, well, everybody can build their own relationships. I always ask for permission because they are living, and they understand the surroundings, and they feel and they hear. So we're gonna use them, and we're gonna take advantage of them, and they're gonna help us. um, so we present ourselves with them when we go harvest them, and we ask them for permission, um, and we talk to them and say, okay, like, I'm gonna grab a piece, so that they kind of like look away and don't feel so much when we take a piece or when we cut it. And we know that's gonna help the plant because they have the capacity to grow back, and we're not doing it in a harmful way, but just to let them know that we're gonna be doing that. And at the same time, we well, depending on the plant and depending on the use that we're gonna give it, we ask for that too. Hey, can you help me? My stomach hurts, or whatever it is that we need help with. And that's how we start our relationships with plants as medicine. um so yeah, after we cut the plant, we can use it fresh, so as it is, or also we can store it. So usually what we do, this is nettle, so we cut it or pull it. This one's a weed, so I just pull it. And so that the oils come to the leaves, we put it upside down, and we want to keep it in a very dark place, if it's possible, with air, so that it doesn't get moldy. So that's the best way to harvest our plants. um, and then there's many uses of the plants, and again, with that relationship that we have now, that it's a little tricky because they don't always, or we can always hear them when like talking back to us, like when we speak, but they do hear, and they know what they have to do, because the medicine or the wisdom that the plant has comes from the earth, from the mountain that it's very close to the sky. So they know so much, like we can even imagine, and probably we are gonna live as humanity for thousands and thousands of years, and maybe we are not gonna be able to know what they already know, because they are so connected. But they're so giving too, no? Like our mom, like our mother, like they just give. We just have to ask sometimes. Mm. So this ancestral wisdom that they have, because they all have different properties and they work in different systems. So how do we know, like, oh, I want it because I don't know, whatever reason, like I heard here, how is the plant gonna know, but they know because we ask, hey, I'm hurting here. And then all that, it's the magic that comes with working with plants. But it's going back to that communication that we have. So first we center ourselves so that we can be honest, we can have an open conversation with the plant, and we can have her do the work. I I brought up few herbs that are very common because I don't know where people are coming from. So this is some herbs that we can all have in our, like in pots in our yards, or like even in an apartment. And I'm gonna give you different uses for those. So you want to take questions at the end, or I can do it as they come. Okay. ¿Hay una pregunta? Ajá. What is your experience of hearing
Yeah,
that
we
gist?
have someone with their hand raised. Golden. You want to ask your question?
Well, sometimes you try to pull it and it won't let you. It's like, so like you try to, when you hear a yes, you have like pretty much this. It'll deattach from itself. Um, so that's the like kind of patience that we have to just be like with our minds, um, open minds, because they then we're not pretty much gonna hear words, but it's like like when I don't know if people have pets, but like when you talk to your dog and he's not talking back to you, but like what he's saying, like that. But a little different because they're plants. They don't have eyes. um, but yeah, and then also like this information also comes in dreams sometimes. It's like you have something going on and then like you dream about the plant that you need, or or somebody tells you, oh, I have this and that going on, and then the first thing that comes to your mind, then that's it, you know and uh-huh, yeah, it's your intuition and the plants, but it's opening up, as to know that we're all living things, and just breaking apart from that separation that we've been imposed. We're part of this planet, and so are they, and like we're here. We just we just forgot that we were part of the same system, and they have so much to show us because they live in the natural system that we're supposed to. So yeah, pretty much intuition, and just like letting go of like programs that we had put in our heads. um so yeah, I'm gonna have a sip of water because so I'll show you preparations, and I think like working with plants, it's like so fun, and it's the easiest thing to do. It's like it's it's easy, and it's amazing. So first, I'm gonna show you an infusion. What I do is like you can use a French press, or you can use an infuser. You can use the like a cloth or something. So it's basically just boiling water, and then so when we have um, fresh material, we're gonna use a little more than dried material. But when we have um, like leaves or flowers and things that are like softer in nature, we're gonna just boil the water and then put the plant, cover it, and turn it off. So you're gonna leave it, and depending on the like, if you're gonna use it for treatment to treat something that you're gonna be using quantity, you're gonna do more plant and more water. So like here I have let me see if you can see it. So this is chamomile, and so basically um, I just dropped the chamomile in the water and let it steep for a few minutes. And those preparations are good for many disorders. Like if we have infections, we want to drink about a liter or a liter and a half, like half a gallon maybe, of our infusion, because that's going to help us clear our system. So with the help, and we're also working with the elements here. We're working with the water, and we're working with the fire in the infusion. Um, or we're just gonna use it per se because we want to relax before we go to bed. Then we just have a cup. And the difference between doing it with the herb versus doing it from the prepackaged tea bags, it's well, we can have a more medicinal dose when we use our herb, and it's gonna be more, if it's, I mean, the fresher the better. And like we know, um like our plants that we dry, we want to keep them for about 6 months to a year, and then after that, um we offer them to the fire, because their properties are not like, they start to fade after a while. So yeah, that's for the infusion. And then no sé si voy a yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and just I'm gonna talk about the herbs that I have here before I do the other preparations. Um, so I have a little bit of chamomile, and this is dry. For this one, we use the whole plant. Well, the stem and the leaves and the flower. And this is good for intestinal issues, for colic, premenstrual colic. It's a warming herb. And so it's gonna help us with pain. It also works uh, with our nervous system, so it's calming. Also helps with headaches. And this one's specific for when we, like me, this morning that I was really nervous and that my stomach was like hurting because I was nervous. Um, this is specific for that type of stomach ache or that type of nervousness. Um, yeah, it helped me. That's why I have my infusions made. ¿Qué más tengo aquí? Yeah, you can ask me questions so that I get distracted because I'm still nervous. I'm gonna be honest. And this is a stinging nettle. I took it out this morning too. And yeah, my favorite time of the year is the spring because I like all the herbs start coming out. So I love that. This one, also we use the whole plant. This one we can use it in tincture or we can use it in an infusion or we can eat it in a salad. It's very nutritious and has a lot of calcium, magnesium, iron. So this one fortifies our blood. So it's good to have if we have a little bit of malnutrition or ¿cómo se dice anemia? Anemia?
Anemia.
Anemia. This one's really good. It's also good for your digestive system. For ¿cómo se dice estreñimiento?
Constipation.
Constipation. This one's good for that too, like mild constipation. And then it's also anti-inflammatory. It's good for your joints. It's good for your hair, for your nails. And then this one's in tincture of the whole plant. So I'll show you like kind of the form that's the other cool part about plants, that sometimes like the shape of the plant kind of tells you what it does. This kind of grows like this. So this is under the earth. It's gonna grow up like this. This one's good for erectile dysfunction. So like you can see on the stem the shape of the system that's helping. And then the root is gonna help us with cases of enlarged prostate. And we using it for that, we are gonna probably use it in a tincture because it's more stronger, or I don't know if stronger, but yeah, we can take more quantity of the herb with the tincture at one time. ¿Qué más? Yeah, también for joints. Like this is a treatment that they use, and like people don't like it because it hurts. And then like it gets a little bit swollen, but it helps. Like the little stinging thingies that the stinging nettle has. So it's gonna sting you, and then that's gonna help with the inflammatory responses. So for arthritis, that's really good. When you have swallowing of any other joints, the knees, ankles, whatever. So that's another form of treatment. They use that also in temazcal before you get in también when you have joint issues. And then you get used to it, like me, like I'm just grabbing it with my hands. Some people prefer picking it up with gloves, and that's okay. But it's the other part of the relationship with the plants that we get used to it. Um, and also, like, if you have too much that you don't know what to do with it, but you don't want to just throw it away, you can use it as fertilizer. So you make a tea and you give it to your plants. Um, that's another use. And I know there's many others. I'll just share what I know, because sometimes I just hear amazing things from people, and that's the cool thing about sharing. Hopefully I can learn some new stuff from you too. Uh, I brought this. This is an aloe, a piece of aloe that I grabbed from the yard, but it's a pretty mature plant. So I mean, it works. Just to show. Okay, so we would take this out, and then we use the pulp. So we can also eat it, this one. And it's also, I mean, it's nutritious. It's sorry, because I forget the words and I get mixed up. So it's good for ulcers because it has like this slimy texture. So that's what's gonna put it in our system. So it regenerates the skin inside and out if you eat it or if you put it on your skin. I think we will experience that. And then also another use that I like of this one, because it's anti-inflammatory. So for menstrual cramps, you put it in in a comal or a pan or whatever you have to heat it up. Like this, you take the spikes out, you heat it up on both sides, and then you put it on a cloth, and then you like place it on this part. So that's gonna help. Actually, that's gonna help with inflammation when we have menstrual cramps. It works really good. I really like that method sometimes, and it's like it's a good therapy, like, calm you, bring you down too. Um, ok, gracias, Jesús. ¿Qué más tengo aquí? Rosemary. Aquí están los ojitos. This one's good for blood pressure, either low or high. So that's gonna kind of balance your blood pressure when needed. It's also good for circulation and for inflammation. So this one you can take internally with infusion or tincture, or externally with baths, or if you oil extractions. This one's also good for memory, so it's really good for the brain. And then I've heard, and don't believe all the things that I say, because you have to find out for yourselves sometimes, that the rosemary, you know how they're like energetic swords, so it's good for protection. And so they use this one traditionally for doing like energetic or cutting cords with
people that you don't want to think about anymore. So you would use this in a bath. So you boil it and make your like a big pot of tea, and then when you do the spiritual bath, you're gonna work on your outer layer, your shiny layer, and you're gonna work from your feet up. So you just start like cleaning you with the tea, and yeah, always from the feet up, and you do that for 7 days. And it's not like you do it 7 days and it's like, oh yeah, I'm not thinking about him anymore. But something's gonna happen it's gonna end that, and yeah, magic. um, ¿Qué más? So many plants. They're all magical. And if you wanna share stuff in the chat too, like the uses that you have, that would be great. I can see it. So that we can all know your secrets. um, this is a stafiate or mugwort. This is also very powerful um, for menstrual disorders. When we miss a period, or when we have cramps too. It's bitter, and it has a little, it's like kind of white on one side and green on the other. It's like a little hand. So this is also another magic use of this one is that it uh, makes you have lucid dreams. So yeah, you can put it under your pillow. Yeah, headaches for rosemary. Circulatory system, yes. Thank you. Forgot once. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's like a little broom. It's like super cleansing in many ways. Um, Gracias. And ¿qué otras cosas con el estafiete? Well, this one's more like cool, more like in a cooling uh, spectrum. It likes to grow like where the river flows, on the sides of the riverbed. This one's really good for the main spiritual baths. Um, and it helps bring the energy, or because the natural way of how the energy flows on the body is from top to bottom. So like our digestion, like it comes in and like gets down. Sometimes it gets uh, sometimes it gets uh, aggravated and it starts flowing different ways, and that's when we start feeling bad. So this one is good to bring the energy down. So it's also good for when you're very, like when you're a very angry person, um, you take this one before you have anything else, and ayunas, como castigo for being an angry person. Nah. No, no, no se crean. Because it's gonna help you with your liver and like cool down. Sometimes sometimes the angriness comes because your liver, it has too much heat. So this one's cooling, so it works directly on that, and then it's gonna help you bring your energy down. So it's also gonna help you clear your mind, because sometimes that heat just makes like fog in your mind. So this one's gonna help with that.
Someone is asking how long after you drink it fasting you can eat.
Not too long, like 15 minutes maybe, when you feel a little happier. No, yeah, like 15 minutes is fine. It hasn't been, it hasn't, doesn't have to be that long.
Going to stuck on that.
¿Qué dice?
Que lo van a conseguir rapidito.
And now it's the perfect time because like herbs are like out there, and yeah, I'm sure you can find them. If not,
Diles que me vayan a visitar a Pisca y allá.
yeah, Pishka has a lot. Some of the herbs that I have are from Pishka or on that area. So now is the perfect time. And then also like right now you harvest them, and then you can dry them and have them there for to save them for later if you get a little angry on the winter. You have it there dried, no problem. ¿Qué más? Tengo otra planta aquí. Yeah, burning mugwort también. Thank you, Molly. Thank you for sharing.
¿Alguien sabe?
Any more guesses? Ruda. Ru. So this is a very powerful plant also. They're all powerful, se pasan. It has a really strong smell, a very distinctive smell. And I don't know why this one reminds me of like of a grandma, like, you know, like strong and just like firm. This one's also good for menstrual disorders. It's being used to induce abortion. And then this one also help us with winds. When we get a wind attack in our ear, so like sharp pain in the ear, and for some reason you don't have an infection. And also for infections, you just like smash it in a mortar, and with a cotton ball you put it inside, and I'll help you with ear aches. Para el susto, when you get scared, also in ayunas, this one helps. When we have like a strong impression, we can use it. And it's also been used traditionally for limpias with rosemary and ¿cómo se llama la otra? And basil. So they use the three together and cleanse the energy. Okay. Si lo puedo lograr. I know I can. Okay. Ya, última. Caléndula. This one is beautiful. It's from Pishka. No por presumir, pero está muy bonita. So this one brings the energy of the sun. Es un solecito. This one's good for depression. You can use it in a tea long term, or you can use it in a tincture. For this one, I like to use the tea just because it's more calentito, like warming. So for that, the coldness inside. And it's also good to cleanse your lymphatic system. Calendula? Sometimes we get, or maybe somebody here has had like a pain, like a weird pain in the left side, like kind of like here, but like deep, and it's like crazy, like you feel like you're gonna die. So that's probably a lymph node. So you're gonna take this one, and that's gonna take it away.
And he está preguntando, is there any way to repair the damaged relationship with plants for people with allergies to them?
Well, I think that, well, I don't know if like can this be like an allergy to all plants? Because sometimes it's like with a relative that we don't get along, we just use a different one. But I mean, they say that the nettles help with allergies, and I know some people are allergic to them too. So I mean, it's hard, But maybe if you are allergic to plants, then you use mushrooms or something else. So yeah, hopefully that helps. So don't feel bad. There's a bunch of medicine that we can use, and no, I don't think there's nothing wrong with you and the relationship with the plant. Just maybe that one doesn't work for you, and then that's why we have the mushroom kingdom to save the day. So yeah, I think I don't have a lot of time, but I'm just gonna do this easy preparation for you. We're gonna make a tincture, and you're gonna see how easy it is. And if you have any questions, you can tell me right now as I'm doing this. This is rosemary. So when we do a tincture, we want to break down our plant matter as much as we can. And then we just put it in the jar. So you can chop it, or I just break it up because I have already taken the leaves out of the stem. And then you can sing, or you can just like back to your plants.
Someone is asking, gracias por todo. Have you ever put your knowledge in writing? Is it available anywhere for us?
No, but you can ask me, you can send me messages. Um, I'm not very good with technology, as you can see, but I do answer messages on Instagram and Facebook. So
What is your Instagram?
Malinalli Wellness. Yeah, so I'm pouring alcohol. I'm using cane alcohol. So the higher the grade of the alcohol, the better. And we always well, we talk to the plant, and we we pray and we use our connection, the same one that we did at the beginning, just like asking for permission and presenting ourselves and telling it like, hey, this I'm gonna be using you for medicine, but people are gonna come looking for you with all the things that you know and help us out.
At least 80% the alcohol or
80% and higher is the best. And then we shake it up. So we cover the plant, and this is gonna be a like 100% pure tincture. And then we can dilute it after, or you can choose to do 60-40, so 60 alcohol, 60 water. And then you're gonna store that in a dark place. Don't forget to label it because they sometimes because they're chopped up, sometimes it's confusing. And we're gonna see a tincture that I have there sitting for months. I like to let him sit for 3 months. So either for 6 weeks it's fine, but I like to leave them for longer. So you can see the beauty of the extract, and it's like you can see the green. Ahorita lo acerco también. Más o menos así. A lo mejor lo puedo... Bueno, ya no se nota tanto, pero...
en el vasito.
Ajá. Like... And that's the extract. This is an herb that I brought when I was in Michoacan. So that's what I do, and I bring like that's the beauty about tinctures. Like I just bring a bunch like this with me, and then I have medicine for the whole year from plants that don't grow here. This one's good for menstrual disorders and for infertility. So because somebody was asking me for a treatment, and I went over there with my teacher, and we harvested that there. So that I'm gonna put that one in a jar, and I must store that. And with the rest of the plant, you can put it in a cheesecloth and ring it and get the rest. I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't. They're pressuring me that I don't have that much time.
10 minutes.
I have my timekeeper here. And yeah, I was gonna do an oil extract. So it's basically the same as the tincture. So you put the in the jar and then cover it up with oil. No sé, no, lo que me dijeron y ya me puse nerviosa.
And what was the
I've been
plant that you
working with
made
it for almost 10 years.
What was the plant you made a tincture of?
Yes, depending on the treatment, I'm answering to lobster bird. Depending on the treatment, but I honestly like to use the 100%, just like that, but diluted in water when I take it instead of diluting it and taking it, because I'm very like I forget, and I'm like I'll take it 3 times a day instead of doing it more often. But that's me. but now that you have opened up this relationship with the plant, and that you know how to make your tinctures, and that you know how to harvest, and that you know how to keep your plants, it's a matter of just learning with them. Like, I can tell you what I've experienced, but I know nothing, you know. um so yeah, I hope that you all get to experiment with them, and play around, and like see what you like, what you don't. um like, if you have any more questions, you can contact me also directly, and I'm more than happy to to guide you if I can in any way. We're gonna have an event in Cheran. So this is where I go, and I've learned most of the things that I know. It's gonna be in May, and I can share with you the flyer, if anybody's interested. And they're gonna have workshops there, and like sharing the traditional medicine from the Purepecha people, and the traditional food. So yeah, it's more like going back to the fact that, like, our medicine, it's pretty much our food, and that we're made up of the same elements, so they know how to bring us back, you know. So they say when we have an illness of any sort, it's because our bodies gets torn. So we're supposed to be like in this nice balance.
Sneckai says, did you know what kind of alcohol was used in indigenous medicine making?
Yes, whatever alcohol they made. Well, it depends. It could be mezcal, cane alcohol. I think it's the more common that I've heard, but it also depends. Like, it always depends on the region and what um distillation method that they have in the plant that they had available in that area. Okay. So I think that's all I'm gonna share with you. I hope that you got something out of this. And I'm really happy to be able to share what has been shared to me. Thank you very much. And I hope you keep enjoying the full moon tonight. Many blessings for you, and the rest of the year. Gracias.